So, okay. Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. This is Habib from Hassel Free Education, and today is our last class. This is 12th class, and I hope you enjoy the class a lot. So please type in the chat box, how did you find this course, Speak English in 12 days, right? So quickly, please type in the chat box. And also, I'd like to ask, so what's the aha moment you had through this course? And next thing I'd like to tell you that so after finishing this class, all you got to do is you got to count your homework if you missed any homework or not. So after that, you need to finish all your homework and submit in the Facebook group. So once you do that, then we're gonna give you an email address, or you need to send an email. Once you send an email, then you're gonna receive your certificate, right? But the condition is you got to submit all your homework. Today you're gonna have another homework as well, and today's homework will be the last homework. So, and also I'd like to say something is, so speaking English in 12 days, the challenge you have taken, this just started, right? So I do believe that now you'll be able to understand someone else who is speaking English, and also you'll be able to understand even the native speaker. So that's the challenge I have got today. And also I'd like to say, if you understand Steve like 50, 60, 70%, that means you understand the language. So that's the challenge. I'd like to see how much do you understand Steve. And so if you'd like to do IELTS with us, as I announced earlier, so if you, I mean, 30 of students complete this course and they achieve the certificate, then we're gonna give you the free IELTS course. So this is your responsibility, right? To motivate, inspire to your classmates, your friends, so that they, go through the course, give the presentation, and then get the IELTS course. So how many of you would like to get free IELTS course? Please type in the chat box IELTS. Just I'm curious, how many of you are really excited to get a free IELTS course? How many? Very quickly, please type in the chat box. And by this time, I'd like to check the YouTube. How many students are there? Okay. So now the class, today's class, you can, yeah, literally you can watch from YouTube and also from Zoom as well. So if you're on YouTube right now, you can come back to the Zoom class, and the link has been given to the WhatsApp group. Just if you click there, you can jump into the today's class. So I can see only 2 students there are excited about IELTS. Abdul Rahman said IELTS and Niva said IELTS. Anybody else? Anybody else who is excited to get an IELTS course for free? Type in the chat box IELTS. Okay, now I can see Mushbira said IELTS. Okay, Muhammad said IELTS. Okay, excellent. Thank you for responding. Type in the chat box very quickly. Right, so by this time, just I would like to give the, okay, so Steve is asking if we use the same link. Okay. Okay, now I can see a lot of comments. They are excited to get the IELTS course. Hassan said IELTS. Okay, excellent. Thank you for responding. Sophia and Zahan said IELTS. Okay, thank you. And the next question is, so how many classes have you enjoyed from this Speak English in 12 days? Type in the chat box very quickly. Very quickly, please type in the chat box. How many classes have you enjoyed so far? If it is what is called all, please type in the chat box all. If it is 10 class, type in the chat box 10. If it is 7, type in the chat box 7. I'd like to see how many of you enjoyed the all classes, 10 classes, 11 classes. Just type in the chat box, how many classes have you enjoyed? Okay. Okay, now I can see a lot of comment. Said all classes, Mushfiya said 9. Lisa said all classes, excellent. Niva said 10, okay. Sufyan said all, okay, thank you for responding. Anybody else? So I can see here like 24 students who are enjoying these classes. Okay. So he's gonna join in a few minutes. Once he's joined, so he's gonna conduct the class, right? So that's why I don't like to jump into the class today. Okay. And the final question is, so I know you have enjoyed this class. So how many of you have already recommended us? Probably, you know, you have got some sort of friends, online friend, offline friends, classmates who are struggling to learn English. So how many of you said about hassle-free education that, yo, you know, doing a course is completely free. All you got to do is you need to have a smartphone and internet. Once you have that, you can enjoy the class. And that class is awesome. If you go through the 12 days speaking challenge, so you're gonna learn, you're gonna practice, you're gonna make presentation, and this is how you're gonna improve in English. So how many of you? So how many friends have you recommended already? Please type in the chat box. Okay, Sufyan said 3 friends he recommended. 3, okay. Said 2. Okay, thank you for responding. So you know, helping each other is a good thing to practice. So if you see someone else struggling online, offline, probably they're struggling with their university courses as well. Yeah, so just help them, give them the information, and you know, this is gonna change your life. So definitely I would recommend you to do that. So this is gonna be the last class. And yeah, good morning, Mr. Steve.
Good morning.
Okay, so yeah, your students are really excited to have you in this class. So ladies and gentlemen, our teacher, Mr. Steve, he's here and he's gonna conduct the class. So please type in the chat box, welcome Mr. Steve, and then I'm gonna hand over the class to him. Quickly, please type in the chat box, welcome Mr. Steve. Okay, Steve, so please take the class.
Thank you. Well, good morning from England. I'm here in the south of England, and it's a cold spring morning. So, as you know, my name is Steve. Excuse me. I am British. I'm an English teacher. Oh, my video is a bit out of focus, sorry. Okay, it's okay. Okay, sorry if the picture is not too clear. So I've been helping people with English for about 20 years as a teacher for about 10 years. Teaching in some classes and some private lessons, one-to-one. And been teaching IELTS for some time as well, especially with hassle-free education. So as you know, we have usually we have a regular weekly class for IELTS speaking with me. You are doing a different thing, and in the future you can join this class as well if you want to. So there may be a few of you who have met me before, so hello again. Welcome to everybody. So let me just open something for us to look at. So today we are talking about IELTS, the IELTS speaking exam, and how to get band 7. You may know that IELTS it's not a pass or fail, but it has from band 0 up to band 9. But many universities and workplaces will ask for band 6 or 7 or 8, 6.5, 7.5, 8.5. So 7 is quite common. And excuse me, let me take a drink. So we're going to look at band 7 today. One moment. I had a problem with some files not opening. So let's see if they're open. Seems they're not yet. Let's try this one. Excuse me. Let me just mute while I. All right. So this one is open. Okay. So what can you tell me about the IELTS speaking exam? How many parts does it have? You can type a message. It's quicker than finding you and unmuting you. How many parts does the speaking exam have? Not the whole IELTS exam, just the speaking exam. Yeah, that's right. So we have, I just want to change where I'm starting this slideshow. One moment. Yes, it's 3 parts. So we have the part 1, part 2, and part 3, the speaking exam. In a moment, we'll look at those different parts and practice a little bit. Just a moment. I opened this file full screen and now I can't find Zoom. Okay, here we are. Excuse me. Okay. So many different windows. Chat box, video box, presentation box, everything getting in the way. Okay, here we are. So this is not what we were doing just now, but this is my name. And some pictures I usually show of my family and me in Thailand. So we are not doing weeks of learning together. We are doing 1 hour together. But the 3 parts of the exam are like this. So these are not the proper names for the 3 parts, but part 1 is just like a conversation. Okay, you're just having a chat with the examiner. They ask your name, they ask where you're from, they'll ask some questions about maybe your family or the town or city where you live, or your work or studies. We can look at some more topics in a moment, but it's just short questions like chatting to somebody, easy conversation. Part 2 is it's talking for a longer time, just you, but I call it a short talk because it's like you're giving a talk or presentation, but it's just it's like telling a story, really. You're telling a story about something you bought, somewhere you went, somebody you know. So it's quite simple topics, but you need to talk for about 2 minutes. And part 3 is more formal discussion. It's more for university studies. So if you are in a small group at university discussing a topic, you need to know how to give ideas, tell people your ideas and why you think that, and ask them questions, listen to them. and respond to them, answer them. So that's what part 3 is more like. My voice is breaking, so I hope that's yes, my voice is a bit unclear because of a slightly sore throat, but let me try and speak more clearly. If you have some technical problems, I'm sorry. Okay, let's move on from there. So we'll just go quickly to the, we'll not look at that just now, actually. So, hang on. Okay, so what are they looking for in the exam? Let me give you some examples. One moment. So if you ask me, where do you live? Or tell me about your home, your hometown. And I say, well, I live in a place called Southampton. It's in the south of England. It's quite nice. If I answer like that, what's the problem? What's the problem? You can type the answer for me in the chat box. Is there a problem with the connection? Okay. So no connection problem. Okay. So maybe nobody understood my question. So when I talked about Southampton, where I live, I was not talking in a fluent way. I was going stopping, thinking too much. So that's not good. If you want to show people you can speak English well, you need to keep speaking fluently, flowing. So if good flowing answer would be, I live in a city called Southampton, in the south of England. It's a small city, but I like it quite a lot. It has a lot of greenery and this by the sea. So that's a good fluency. So that is the first thing they are looking for in the exams, fluency, flowing like a river. He's just speaking, not stopping, not getting stuck. So that's the number one thing we are looking for. They're looking for. Okay, you can hear me clearly. That's good. So that's number one, fluency. Okay, so to prepare for the exam, you need to practice just speaking non-stop. If you are stopping too much, like I live in Southampton, where it's in this, okay, it's not good. You need to keep going. So push yourself to talk. If you are afraid of making a mistake, practice by yourself, practice alone, or practice in your head quietly, and just push yourself to speak and speak and speak. and don't stop to improve your fluency. So that's number one. The next thing, if I say, if you ask me about my hobbies, what I like to do in my free time, if I say like, I like, well, I go play sometimes. Like a ball. I play with my friends. What's wrong with that answer? What's wrong with that? Thank you for your recommendation of throat drops. Thank you. What was wrong with my answer there? If it's a test to show how good my English is, and I'm talking like that, I like football, I kick the ball. It's very simple, isn't it? It's very simple English. Short sentences, but also just simple, easy words. So we need to use more words, the words, longer sentences. So we need to, somebody likes to sing a song. So let me write some notes for you here. Number one, fluency. Maybe it's not the best just now. Two, vocabulary. Okay, so number three, we need good. Let me give you an example. So if I say, yesterday I go shopping with my friend. He tried to help me. He make a problem for me. He buy two things and they not be right for me. What's wrong with that? It's kind of fluent. It's simple English, but okay, someone said 1 and 2. But I'm thinking about something else, another problem here. Think about the time. I said yesterday, the past. Then I said I go shopping. He try. He buy. So what's wrong with that? It's the wrong time, isn't it? Wrong tense. So talking about the past, I need to say he went shopping. He tried to help me. So if I talk about one person, I need to say he tries. If it's now, he tries, buys with an S if it's one person. But if it's in the past, we need to say he tried, he bought, we went shopping. So this is grammar. And I said two thing, should be two things. And I said not right thing. So it wasn't, it is not or was not. So these are some simple examples of grammar mistakes. So number 3, we need grammar. The right verb tenses like I am, I was, I will be. Right sentence order. So we don't say I went yesterday to the shops usually, or I went to We would say, yesterday I went to the shops. So using the right order, things like that is grammar. Number 3. Okay, the last one is last example I'll give is if I say tell me about your family. So I say I have one brother, and I have a sister, and I'm sorry, I can't give a good example of this, and I don't think it's necessary. So let's just say the last, whoops, not number 5, number 4 is speaking clearly. Speaking clearly. So just write that down. So this is not about accent, really. You can have your accent. You can have a Bangladeshi accent. That's okay. But it needs to be clear. So the examiner must understand you clearly. So there are some things that might be normal in your accent. I mean, in your country, when people speak English, some things that are not good and clear for native speakers. So you might need to change some things. For example, saying some sounds clearly, like H or V, you might need to keep your intonation more flat or different in the sentence. Some languages go up and down a lot, like in Scotland and some other countries. But for most English speakers, the intonation is more flat. So, how are you doing? My name is Steve. I'm from England. It's quite flat. We don't go up and down a lot. So that's another thing that can help. Yes, pronunciation, someone wrote. So speaking clearly, to make it very clear for people understanding you. So those are the 4 areas where they're looking at in the exam. Fluency, speaking flowingly, fluency, vocabulary, using good words, grammar, using the right words in the right order together, and fluency and pronunciation, speaking clearly. All right. I'm sorry if that's too simple for you, but I didn't get much response about that. So just to make that clear. Now let's look at some other slides here. Here we are. Sure. Okay. Checking messages. All right. Okay, so these slides are based on a free course by IELTS Advantage. Picked out some images from a video they made, and it's really good examples and tips. So I'm going to use these today to talk about some tips for being Band 7. So if we ask the question, what do you like about living there? So you tell me you live in Dhaka or London, and they say, what do you like about living there? So the first answer, I like it because it's quiet and peaceful. It's good English, but it's too short. We need some more. Okay, we're having a chat where people who can speak English well, so we need to say more about it. So this answer. I like the shops, the amenities, the people, the peaceful atmosphere, the open spaces and schools there. It's good English, but it's just a list. You're just saying this. There's no description, there's no comment. Don't tell me anything about it, what it's like, how you feel about it. So this last example is the best. I like it because it's quiet and peaceful. It's good. It's on the outskirts. It's like the edge of the city, and there are no other houses or factories around it, which means there's very little noise. So at night we can sit outside as a family and have dinner and chat in peace. Okay. So you don't, can be shorter, a bit shorter, can be a bit longer. You don't have to use difficult words like outskirts. You can use all simple, quite simple English, part one. But this is a good example. You can give a short answer, and then you need to say more, okay? More comment, more detail, more description, or an example. Like this example, at night we can sit outside and it's quiet. So if you ask about where I live, even, where do you live? I can say I live in Southampton in England, and that's okay. It's better to say something more. So I said it's a small city by the sea, and I like living there because it's green and peaceful. So something like that. Give some more information, and try to use some good describing words, good adjectives like quiet and peaceful. Phrases like chat in peace. Okay, we're not looking for very difficult language, but quite simple language. But we need to use some different words and more detail like this. So it's not giving me the next picture. No, it's okay. So let's practice this one. Because we are so many people, we will not speak as a class, but you can type an answer for me. So think about where you live. What do you like about living there? So I want you to answer this question. Type an answer for me. There will be too many answers to read, I hope, but let's give some answers. So not too short like this, not just a list like this. You give a short answer and then some example and description. Say something more about that. Let me see. Okay, you live in Pakistan, but we need a longer answer like this third one, this last answer here. So can you give me a long answer? What do you like about living there? What do you like? Living in Pakistan, living in Sylhet, is it? What do you like? Okay, I live in Nasingli. The atmosphere is very gentle and refreshing. Okay. It's good. So a little bit more is better. That's a good start. Okay. A few more examples. I'm going to try opening some other files while I'm waiting. Anybody else? Just type an answer. Tell me about where you live, why you like it. What do you like about it? We need that long answer, like on the screen. Okay, it's very beautiful and peaceful. maybe not navish, but another word would be better. Good behavior, polite behavior, kind behavior, maybe you mean. So we have some other slides open now. My village has a lot of tree gardens, a lot of orchards, maybe, and it's a beautiful place. And maybe you want the word orchard, many fruit trees together. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I can move this away. Sorry, I'm having a problem getting these slides to show. Okay. Why is it not opening for me? It's opened, but sorry, the slides should go from one slide to the next automatically, but they're not doing that. So I'm having to open them one by one. Let's show this one. Stop share. Sorry about this. Okay. So another question from part 1. What kind of jobs do the people in your town do? So one answer is, it is an interesting question because I will divulge the answer to henceforth due to the developing nature of conurbation. So this is not good. This is trying to use very high advanced English, and it doesn't even make sense really. It's not correct sometimes, but we're trying to use really difficult words. So this is not good. In part 1, it's just using everyday, easy, normal English, just like a normal conversation. It's like talking with your friends and family. So the second answer is better. People are unskilled laborers. Okay, that's a little bit formal, but not a very rich town. Most people are not educated, so they tend to get jobs as workers in factories or in construction. For example, there's a new factory on the edge of town that makes electronics, and many people found employment there recently. Should be have found employment recently. So this answer is a little bit formal, which is okay. You don't have to use words like unskilled laborers. Educated tend to find employment. You can just say they got jobs there. People got jobs there recently. But this is more normal English. Okay, standard English. The first answer is too difficult English. You don't need that in part 1. Some of that is good for the part 3. Part 3 of the exam is more formal. Okay, see more examples. That's good. Outskirts of the city, very green. Okay, so let me go to the next slide. I really don't understand why this is not working, because, okay, and new share. Strategy. Okay. So in part 1, you don't really need a strategy. It's just simple answering questions like a conversation. Don't memorize answers. Don't try to remember. Don't write an answer. Try to remember it and then say it in the exam. Just speak normally. Okay. Pretend you are speaking to your friend. And let's try and find the next one. Okay. That's the right one. Okay, so just answer the question and explain it. Okay, explain. For example, I like living in my city, and then say why. So because it's beautiful, it's peaceful, it's by the sea, there are friendly people in it, things like that, to explain or give examples. These questions in part 1 are about you, so you can't, there's no wrong answer. Just say what you know, what you think. Okay, so let's go to the next one. It's a big problem, not opening properly. Let's try and get this. Let's try again. Come on. Part 2. Okay. It's only showing me one of the files I just opened. Sorry about this. Let's close some things that are not needed just now. So what I really need to do is show you excuse me. This is talking about part 2 of the exam, which gives you bullet points, as it says there. So bullet points are like dots, some different things to include in your answer. So just look at the question, decide which of the bullet points you feel comfortable talking about. There will be many suggestions of what you can say, what you can talk about, and you can just follow those suggestions, or you can change it if you want to. Make a plan. You have 1 minute to get ready. In part 2, you have 1 minute to get ready. So you take the time to think and write down what you're going to say. Write down a little plan, some good words and phrases you can use, so you're ready and prepared with your ideas and your structure. And just keep speaking until the examiner stops you. This part especially, you want to show your fluency, how long you can talk without stopping. Somebody's joke there. Okay. Okay, some good answers there. Let's try and get the next slide. That's the one we saw already. That's the same one again. Okay, 1 moment. Let's go back. Okay. Let's show you this one here. Okay, some examples of the part 2. So in part 2 of the exam, they will give you a card, a piece of paper, and it will say something like this: describe, and it can be a person or a place or something an activity like a sport, or an event like a party, a birthday party, or a wedding, or something like that. Describe something. You should say, and then you have the bullet points. And simple things like where, what, who, how was it, what happened. And finally, explain why you like this person, why you like this place, why you recommend this place, why you enjoyed it. So it's quite simple, but this is a chance to show how long you can speak about one thing. And you're telling a story, So the advice is get the question, decide what you are going to talk about, and write some notes. You have 1 minute, get ready. Then you speak, just speak and speak and speak until the examiner stops you. It should be ideally 2 minutes long. So you can practice this anytime, anywhere, just a topic, a person, a place, something that happened, something you do, something you have, and just talk about it, tell a story. Talk about your phone, where did you get your phone, why do you like it, how do you use it. Talk about someone in your family or a friend or neighbor. What are they like, when did you meet them, why are they a good person. Talk about a place you went to, where is it, when did you go, who did you go with, what did you do. Okay, tell a simple story and practice doing this for 2 minutes. Okay, minimum 1 minute and maximum 2 minutes. You can practice that anytime. And a good thing to do is to record yourself. If you have a phone, you can record your voice or dictaphone or that, and record yourself and listen back. You can you can do it one time, focusing on the grammar and vocabulary to practice getting it nice and correct and good language, and then do it again and practice fluency, just speaking more quickly and without stopping, not stopping to think. So the first time you can go more slowly and stop sometimes, try to get English really good and correct. And then the second time, try to say the same thing but faster, a bit more smoothly, fluently. So this is one tip you can use in your practice. Let's see. For some reason, it has the same slide open twice, but not the one I want. So we're really having a problem with these slides. Let's see. Part 2. Okay, and let me change new share. Okay, so in part 2, you're going to introduce the topic, like I'm going to talk about a neighbor that I respect. I'm going to talk about a place, a beautiful place I've been to. This place called something something. Describe the topic. So this, my neighbor is a really nice person. They're always helping other people. Describing. Or this beautiful place has lots of trees and some flowers and a nice beach. Describe it. Say how you feel. You say, I really appreciate and respect this person. They make me smile, whatever, what you feel. Or this place, it makes me feel relaxed. I love going there. I enjoy every minute. Just say how you feel about it. A story. One day I went there with my friends and we played volleyball or went swimming. Or, tell a story. As an example like that. You talk about the past, about the present, about the future. Okay, you don't need to do all of these things, but these are things you can do in part 2. You're just telling a story, talking about a person or place or something you did. Let me try the next one. It's not there. I opened it and it's not there. Just a moment. This is perhaps the one that's the one we really did already. So let's move on to part 3. So if I make sure these are closed first, that might help. And open this nuance. Okay, part 3 of the exam is more difficult. It's more advanced, higher language, more academic, informal language. And it's not talking about you. Parts 1 and 2 are about you, things in your life, things in your experience. But part 3 is more about ideas that you and other people have, and explaining, telling us why you think that, and discussing it. So you also ask the examiner questions, and they ask you questions. So it's really an academic discussion. So one moment, I need to share this one. I've opened 6 slides and it's only allowing me to share the last one. So perhaps it's a Zoom problem here. And perhaps I can share this and flip back. Let's try that. No. Yes, it's working now. Let's move this out of the way so I can see. It was changing before and now it's not changing. Oh, okay. Okay, so I hope you can see number 1, strategy number 1, understand the question. So in part 3, you're going to talk for 5-6 minutes about one topic. So you need to understand the question. There will be several questions, maybe 3 or 4 questions, but it's very important to understand. So it's okay if you ask, can you please repeat the question, or what does strategy mean, or what does environment mean? Ask about one word, then you show that you understand most of the question, but you missed one word, or you don't understand one word. So if this is the question, what are the drawbacks of low-cost air travel? If you don't hear one word or don't understand one word, just ask, what is drawbacks? Does drawbacks mean? Or low cost of travel? They can say air travel. Oh, air travel. Okay. So you might just not hear one word, which is normal for anybody. Just ask about that one word if you can. Number 2. Okay, so just if the question is difficult, just if they think your English is better, they will give you a more difficult question maybe. So that's a good thing. You can be happy. Don't laugh or say it's a difficult question. Just listen to the question, understand it, and try to answer it. If you don't know about it, just be honest. There was an example about an Arab lady who was asked about music concerts. So she had to say, I have never been to a music concert because of my religious beliefs, and I can't play a musical instrument. But I would be interested to go if I was allowed to. If I could play a musical instrument, I would like to play the guitar or something like that. So you can say, I don't know about this. If they say, tell me about a musical concert, you can say, I have never been, or I don't go to musical concerts because blah blah blah. and you can, explain why. So using good English to tell them why you don't do that, or why you don't know about that. And you can talk about other people. You can say, oh, I have a friend who goes to concerts and he says this and this, but it is not probably a topic for part 3, but part 3 is going to be bigger ideas, like talking about eating habits, the environment, education, things like this. So if you don't know much about the topic, just say what you can, and say what maybe other people think this or think that, and maybe that's a good idea. I don't know, but just talk about it as much as you can. This instructor says, don't be afraid to lie. The exam is not testing, it's testing your English. It's testing how well you can talk. So you don't have to lie. You can just talk about your experience, even if it's very small, or talk about other people's experience, or why you don't have experience or knowledge about this. So you must answer all of the questions. So one moment. Okay. Can everyone hear me clearly? It's saying that there might be a problem with the audio. I'm just going to shut down some things in case. Let me just check chat box, any messages. Okay. We are coming to the end of our class, so let me quickly finish. So this one, so just answer the question, explain, give an example or a story, and then you can show the other side, so what other people think, a different opinion. Okay, so for example, do you think advertising influences what people buy? You can say, yes, it does, and here's why that's true. Here's an example. So these are not the words you are going to say, but this is what kind of things you are going to say. So you might say, yes, I think it really does affect people, because people watch adverts and they believe what they say, and it makes things very attractive, so that people want those things and think those things are very appealing. For example, when I saw an advert for this, blah, 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 and then you can tell a story. Okay. So, and you can say yes because this, but no because of this. You can give two sides or just one side. Okay, so here's a good example. Some people would say this, and for example, and they give an example. However, using however to say the other side. However, other people disagree. They would not agree. They would disagree and say that it doesn't. Because blah, 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 blah. And then one example, I buy all of my clothes, okay, which doesn't spend too much money on ads. So don't worry about reading all this. But so some people say this because this, but or however, some people say this because of this, and then I do this because this. So you can do it like that. So practice talking about ideas. What do you think about different things in society, different problems, different things people do in the world? What do you think? and why do you think that? And think of examples. This is something you can practice. You can practice at home and with friends. Okay. So let me just stop sharing and check how many people we have here. Okay. So we have a few minutes left. I want to, in the normal class, we would have some practice in small groups. We've had lots of technical problems and started late and nearly finished, and we have a big group here, but perhaps we could try some quick practice. I just want to look at a few more slides very quickly if we can. Here we are. And share. Okay, so if you think too much about the grammar and vocabulary, it will make you stop and not speak fluently. So try to just, at the bottom here, improve your grammar and vocabulary. So work hard on your grammar and vocabulary to get them better. Then when you are talking, try to relax and not think too much about it. And try to use the language that you're comfortable with already. Record yourself, as I said, record yourself, focus on the grammar and vocabulary, and then do it again, focus on the fluency. That will help you a lot. So to improve vocabulary, listen to movies, radio, podcasts, and read lots of things. Write down new words, learn them really well, learn similar words, how to pronounce it, words to use it together with. Try to use them, different sentences. And if you make mistakes, it will help you to learn. Okay, these are, in the exam, you don't have to use very advanced and complex words. You don't have to use very difficult words. You don't have to use idioms, special phrases all the time. Just a few would be good. You can repeat the same words. It's good to use different words, change the words sometimes, use different ways to say the same thing. You can repeat the same words sometimes, that's okay. And don't just learn long lists of academic words. Learn a few and practice using them until you are comfortable, then learn some more, but not too much of academic language, so you are confused. But just most of the language will be normal English, not too difficult, but in part 3 especially, you want to use some advanced language. Learn lists of words related to common topics, because you need to know how to talk about this person, things that you do. You need language to talk about common things like this. Most of all, that's all. So let's go to a few example questions. Let's try some part 1 questions. Okay. So we do have, perhaps we could have some examples together. Okay, instead of splitting into groups, which will take too long, let's have some volunteers to answer some questions. So let's go to these questions about hometown. Can you see the questions? So your hometown is where you live or where you come from, the town or city or village where you come from, where you lived when you were a boy or a girl, or where you live now. So who would like to try answering a question? This is part 1. So it's just a few sentences, two or 3 or 4 sentences about your hometown. Where is your hometown? I can say I have different hometowns because I moved around. I could say about one. It's a small town in Thailand with it's the capital of a province, but it's not very big, and it's on a river in the west of the country, surrounded by rice fields, and it's quite far from the main highway and railway. So some things like that. Where is it? Where is it in the country? Is it by a river? It's in the west or east? Is it by the sea? Is it near the capital or near a big city? Do you like your hometown? Tell me why you like it. What is it like? Or one of these questions about hometown. So you can choose a question and answer it for me. Who would like to give an example? We need to stop in a minute, so let's quickly have a few volunteers to talk. Anybody? Two people wanted to speak after the slides, so here is your chance, your opportunity to speak. Can you answer one question for me? Anybody? Let me just check. We don't have any hands raised. No. Everybody is too shy. I'm very sorry about my voice and the technical problems. I hope this class was useful for you, and please do join our regular IELTS class later if you want to. We can look at much more of the techniques and language, and practice a lot, practice in small groups and together. So in the regular class, we usually divide into groups of maybe three or four people, practice the topic or the language we are learning together, and then we come back together as a main class and we can talk more about it. And we do that 1 or 2 times during each class. Okay, Mohammed Altaf Hussein Sunin, please unmute yourself. Let me just check. Where are you? There you are. Okay. Hello.
Good morning, sir. Thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity to talk about this topic. Actually, I live in Narshindi, which is around 56 kilometers from downtown of Dhaka city, and I like my hometown because of its greenery beauty, and the peoples are very naive to everyone and very hospitable. If you visit this place, you'll find the naive behavior of the people here. I often visit my hometown because I love. I give up any occasion in my hometown willingly. Uh, my hometown is like a small piece of divine, and its greenery beauty makes it like a Switzerland.
Like a
Uh,
what? Sorry.
in my local areas, the mosque is the oldest place in my hometown, and its artifact makes everyone amazing.
Okay. Sorry, I'll stop you there. You don't need to answer all the questions, just one question. Thank you. That's good. Um, some good words and phrases there. Thank you. Good job. So somebody else wanted to try. Who was the other person? A few people now. Okay. So Abdul Rahman. I can't. Oh, there you are. Okay. Oh, let's move now. There. Okay. Abdul Rahman, please answer one question.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam.
Yes.
Just please answer one question. Which question would you like? Oh, happened. Hello? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear.
Not clear.
Okay, it's not Abdul Rahman, somebody else. Hello. Okay, please answer one question from.
Yeah, sure. My hometown is I live in Sylhet, and I'm live in small village. My village is a very beautiful place because my village outside there is lot of tea garden and many school my village and
Yes.
have a beside over and outside that area lot of foods garden, and my village human is very honestly and very helpful in
Yes.
my village human, and my childhood life spend my time in village, so my village is very beautiful, and
Good.
my
Yeah, that's okay.
maybe
It's okay. That's enough. That's fine. Thank you. Very good.
okay.
Okay, lots of good English there. So it sounds like a lovely place. So let me invite Abdul Rahman. Are you ready to? I did meet you a few times.
Yeah.
No, I'm. What is your name, please?
My name is Mariam.
Okay. Because I see, I'm trying to invite Abdul Rahman to speak, and he's not muting. So let me go to the next person. Thank you very much. That's all for now. What is the next person's name? Musfira. Musfira, can you speak? Let me check that you can be. There you are. Okay. Musfira. Hello. Can you answer one question? Oops, wrong person. So, advocates. Oh, hello.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Please answer one question. Hello? I can't hear you now. Okay. I think we have lots of connection problems. Let me try Farouk. And I think we need to stop because of the time, unless Mr. Habib. I think we need to stop there, don't we? Let's just find Farouk. I can't see you. There. Okay. Farouk, could you answer one question for us?
Yes.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity. I am Faruqi Azam. I am a student. I live in Dhaka. Basically, I am from Jhinada. This is my hometown. I born there.
I was born.
I love my hometown. Now I'm very much missing this place.
Okay. Okay. Good. Can you say something more about the town?
Yeah, this place is situated the western part in our country, and this is a lower place. I think everywhere are water here. So
Brought up. Very good.
yeah, there are many rivers in our locality. The green field and the river are seeing very beautiful.
Good.
There are many types of grow here.
Boats?
We export this in the other country to our crops.
Oh.
And we produce fish, many kinds of fish. That's all about my hometown.
Okay, great.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm sorry we don't have time for any more, but please join the regular class, and then everybody can speak a little each time. So we're going to stop now, and I'll leave you with Mr. Habib to ask any questions about the courses and universities. Just one moment. Okay. Okay, so I hope to see you again in the IELTS speaking preparation course, and I'll say goodbye for now. Thank you very much. Goodbye, everyone. If you have any questions, any quick questions, we can go for a couple more minutes. Please type a question if you have one quickly.
Okay, dear students, so yeah, if you have got any questions, please type in the chat box. Then he's going to answer your question. And yeah, so after that, I'll share some sort of information. I mean, how can you claim the certificate, and also how can you join the IELTS batch as well. So type in the chat box if you've got any questions. Okay, so Steve, I've got a question for you. So as you taught a lot of things, especially the 4 things we need to consider if you'd like to get a better score, I mean 7+ in IELTS. So yeah, so how to improve all those 4 sections, like as you said, fluency, vocabulary, then grammar and pronunciation. So how can we develop these 4 skills? Just
Okay.
if you can answer us in short.
All right. Well, with fluency, as I said, just keep speaking. If you can speak with somebody else, that's very good. But if not, just by yourself, alone, speak to yourself when you are alone or in your head. You can't. And just try to speak. Choose different topics, different subjects, and just speak and speak and speak, and try not to stop. That's good practice for fluency. Vocabulary, learning more words, just reading and listening. Okay? Just read lots of English, listen to lots of English, and write down any new words. Think about topics you want to speak about, or look at IELTS topics online and practice talking about them. And when you are stuck, go and find those words, find the words that you need to talk about your hometown and your family and your hobbies and your country. Find the words you need to talk about those things, and just practice them in sentences again and again, and in 3-minute talks as well. Grammar. If you record yourself, then you can check yourself and see what mistakes you have. But even better if you can ask someone to listen to you. If you can't meet with someone, then record yourself and send it to someone, or write something, send it to someone who can check it for you. Other people can see your mistakes easier than you can usually, so they can help you improve. And just study those. Look at the common mistakes, like using the right verb tenses, using S at the end, things like that. Look at common mistakes and learn about them, read about them online and practice them. There are lots of exercises on the internet and lists of common IELTS mistakes, things like that you can practice. And finally, pronunciation. Just the sounds that are difficult to say, try to focus on those. There are some sounds maybe you know that are difficult, like the and B, and try to practice those sounds. And also keeping the intonation more flat. So instead of yesterday I went to see my friend, to say yesterday I went to see my friend. It's another thing you can do to make it sound more like a native speaker. And with big words, just slow it down, make it nice and clear. Just check online dictionaries. They tell you how to say words, and you can check that you are saying it right.
Okay, so related to that question, so a lot of students, they are really confused regarding pronunciation and accent. Can you please clarify it?
Okay. Accent. Common thing with accents is the different vowel sounds. So it is a gray line, I suppose, a fuzzy line between accent and pronunciation. But pronunciation, it must be clear, clear to understand. Some accents are just, more difficult to understand, but try to imitate the accents that are easier to understand. But yeah, making sure the sounds are clear. So the best of all is if you say some accents, they don't say T's clearly, or don't say certain sounds clearly, but it's good to say all the sounds clearly, like T's, like better, to but yeah, accent can be like Americans might say hi, how are you? British people say hi, how are you? And they're still saying the same sounds, but it's the vowels. One is like how, and one is how, more forward, one is further back, but it's different accents. And the intonation can be different, going up and down in different places. It's okay. but you must say all the sounds clearly, and also with words like long words, say the right part more strongly. So like information, don't say information or information, say information. So that's one part of pronunciation, which is the same for all accents.
Okay, thank you for answering all the questions, and thank you for time as well. So yeah, hopefully see you in IELTS class. Thank you, Steve, for your time.
All right, thank you. Goodbye, everyone.
All right, so now what I'm trying to do is okay, so now can you please type in the chat box? So how was the today's class with Steve? Is it okay? Is it excellent, or is outstanding? Type in the chat box very quickly. I'd like to see your comment, then would like to move forward, and I'd like to give you the homework as well, right? So okay, Nazin said outstanding. Okay, thank you for responding. Altaf Hussain said outstanding. Abdurrahman said outstanding. Okay, Safin said outstanding. Okay, Mushfira said today's class was awesome. I enjoyed it a lot. Okay, thank you for responding. Neva said it's really amazing. Okay, thank you. So next question I'm going to ask you. So how much did you understand, Steve? Just put on percentage. Is it 20%? Is it 50%? Is it 80%? Is it 90% or 100%? Type in the chat box. Did you understand him? Did you get what he said through the all classes? So type in the chat box. So Altaf said 100%. Excellent. Thank you for responding. Advocate Tommy said 90%. Said okay, 100, 90%. 80%. Okay, thank you for responding. That means you know the language. So if you understand 80%, 70% are native speaker, that means you understand the language. So you won't be able, struggling regarding the communication in English, right? So yeah, thank you for responding. So someone asked me, okay, I'm gonna answer you 2 questions, then we're gonna share the homework. So the first question is, how can I join the IELTS class? So I have announced you already that if you participate all the classes or enjoy the class or recorded version, then you practiced and you have given all the homework, right? So 12 out of 12. So if you submitted 12 homeworks, then I'm going to offer a free IELTS course, and we have got so many IELTS instructors, they're going to conduct the class. The only one condition is I need 30 students for this course, and I need 30 serious students, because we have started this class, I would say, with more than 1,000 students, and at the end, probably if you watch the YouTube, you will see only 100 students join the class. So it still is good. So 10% success rate, but I need at least 30 students to start the class, and there are a few reasons to have 30 students. Number one, if in the classroom, if there is no 30 students in the class, so teacher, he hasn't got energy to conduct the class. That's the first thing. Second thing is, sometimes someone has got some sort of problems, and in that case, probably 5 to 10% students, they cannot join every single day. So it's still, I'd like to make sure in every class there are at least 25 students enjoying the classes. And what's going to happen is, so you will enjoy the class more once you have got like 25, 30 students, and also the teacher will enjoy the class more as well, right? So all you go to this, I need to see 30 certificates. So from this batch, if I get 30 certificates, then definitely I'll give you the IELTS complete course. Is completely free. Now you might ask, so
V not personal.
Sorry. So you might ask me that, okay, Habib, I have submitted all the homework, like 12 homeworks, but only 15 students submitted their homework. So that means we are not getting the IELTS complete course. The answer is no, because as I explained to you, I need 30 students. So all you got to do is you need to inspire. You need to motivate the other people as well. So you can give a comment. You can give a post. So hey, please make sure that you submit all your homework, because of you, probably you're gonna miss the IELTS course completely free. So just try to push your classmates who are doing the class with you, right? So having said that, I'd like to show you the homework. So the homework would be this. So a lesson with a native British speaker, right? That's your presentation. So all you got today says you need to say who was the teacher. The way you need to give this presentation is you need to ask these 7 questions and you need to answer, ask and answer, and try to extend your answer. So once you get all the ideas on all the answers, next thing is don't ask and answer, give a presentation. Hi, my name is Habib, and today I'd like to share with you a topic. The topic is a lesson with a native British speaker. So my teacher was Steve Trelogan, and he's from Southampton, London. I loved his classes, and the class was almost 1 minute, 1 hour, 15 minutes. Yeah, I did understand his lecture, 70% from the very beginning. I didn't catch his voice, and there are some sort of technical issues. However, after a certain period of time, I understood him very well. And the things I have learned from him is how to get a better score, especially in his speaking, 7+ in IELTS. So I need to consider 4 things. Number 1, whatever he said, right? So it's fluency, grammar, then what is called pronunciation, and vocabulary. So if I consider these 4 things, if I improve this, then I might get 7+ in IELTS. And then yeah, I'd like to have more class with him. And what if I get 20 classes with Steve and 40 classes with other teachers? Would you be very good in English? And have you you're gonna get 7+ in IELTS? Yes, my answer would be yes. If I get 20 classes with Steve, so I'll understand him very well, and I'll try to pick up his pronunciation and the way he's speaking. And also I'm gonna learn a lot of things from other teacher, like reading, writing, and listening as well. So this is how I'm going to improve my skill. And definitely, if I follow this instruction and if I enjoy 60 classes with Hassel for Education, definitely I believe that I'm going to get 7+ in IELTS. So this is how I need to give a presentation, right? So I'd like to see how many of you would like to give presentation tomorrow. Please type in the chat box me. Very quickly, please type in the chat box me. I'd like to see how many of you would like to give a presentation tomorrow. Very quickly. Okay, and now the question is how we're gonna get your certificate. So what I'm gonna do, I'll share my slide. So this is the email address. You got to send an email. So international@hnkbusiness.co.uk. So once you send an email, the subject should be 12 days speaking challenge, right? And then in the body you should say dear sir or madam, or dear Nafiza, I attended 12 classes and I have submitted all my homework. My full name is MD Ahsan Habib. I would like to have this name on my certificate. Thank you. I'm eagerly waiting for the certificate, right? So once you get the certificate, please make a post to the Facebook group. I'd like to see how many of you got the certificate. I'm going to count the certificate 1, 2, 3, 30. Once I get 30 certificates, then I'm going to announce the date. And also please keep an eye. So from this batch, if I don't get 30 students, that's fine. So I'll go for the next one and I'll try to find 30 students. So I'll request my team to send you a Google link to give you details. For example, there will be some sort of questions. What's your name? Would you like to take IELTS course for free? What's the reason you'd like to get IELTS? Then which country you'd like to go for? When do you think you're gonna sit for IELTS exam? Can you afford the tuition fees? These are the like 5-7 questions we're gonna ask. And once you give your details, and we're gonna keep it. Once we start our IELTS course, so we're gonna give you a call. If you are outside of the country, still we're gonna give you a call. Okay, and this is how you need to do it. So if you have got any questions, please type in the chat box. Otherwise, we're gonna wrap it up here. So Mushfira said, can I share today all presentation? If I don't upload my video all 12, then can I get my certificate? Okay, so yeah, that's right. So all you got to do is you need to just find out what are the missing presentation you have got. So count them and just upload them one by one, and you're gonna get certificate, right? So it takes probably 7 to 10 days to get a certificate. So please allow us 7 days. Thank you for joining Speak English in 12 days. Now give me the feedback, the whole course from class 1 to today's class. How was the course? Was it okay, excellent, or outstanding? Type in the chat box very quickly. I'd like to see your feedback very quickly. Type in the chat box, how was the whole course? And the second question I'm going to ask you is, so what do you think, where should we improve? Type in the chat box, where should we improve? Type in the chat box very quickly. Okay, I'm getting a lot of answer. Okay. So Shreya said outstanding. Shreya said it's amazing. Said outstanding. Okay, thank you, sir, for okay, outstanding. You're welcome. Okay, thank you. So now I need your help. So if you get some sort of help from us, from Hassel Free Education, this is, I would say, some kind of request from you. Is if I help you, you should help at least 5 students in future. So how are you gonna do it? All you need to do is you need to recommend us 5 students. It might be your classmates, it might be your colleagues, it might be your friends, it might be family members. All you got to do is in the next batch, you need to give us 5 more students. Just tell them that, look, I have done this course, is excellent, and you're gonna learn a lot of things. So this is my duty to help 5 more students because I got help from Hassel Free Education. So if you got help from us, you need to help 5 other people, and this is how we can make the world better place, right? So thank you for joining, everyone, and hopefully see you in some other time, right? Thank you. Stay well, stay blessed. Thank you. Bye-bye.